What would you do if the person who holds the key to your child's life is released by the police just hours after the crime? Today, we are breaking down the masterpiece of suspense, Prisoners, a film that explores the terrifying lengths a father will go to when the system fails him. Stay with me until the end, because the resolution of this mystery rests on a sound so faint you might miss it, and it changes the fate of every character involved. The story opens on a somber Thanksgiving in Pennsylvania, where Keller Dover, a survivalist and carpenter played by Hugh Jackman, is visiting his neighbors, the Birches. In an instant, the holiday turns into a nightmare when their young daughters, Anna and Joy, vanish without a trace. The only lead is a mysterious RV that had been parked nearby. Detective Loki, a man with a restless intensity played by Jake Gyllenhaal, quickly tracks down the vehicle and its driver, Alex Jones. However, the investigation immediately hits a snag. Alex has the IQ of a 10-year-old and, despite Loki's aggressive questioning, offers no information. This creates a brilliant tension. While the law sees a disabled man who couldn't have planned a kidnapping, Keller sees a monster wearing a mask of innocence. As Loki expands his search, he discovers a gruesome scene in the basement of a local priest, a corpse tied to a chair. The priest confesses to the killing, claiming the man admitted to waging a war against God by murdering children. Around the corpse's neck is a mysterious maze pendant, a recurring motif that symbolizes the unsolvable and winding path the characters are now trapped in. When the police are forced to release Alex Jones for lack of evidence, Keller's faith in God and the law snaps. After hearing Alex whisper a cryptic phrase about the girls not crying until he left them, Keller takes matters into his own hands. He abducts Alex and imprisons him in an abandoned building, left to him by his late father, a corrections officer, who had committed suicide years prior. This detail is a subtle hint that the cycle of violence and isolation in Keller's family runs deep. Keller begins to brutally torture Alex, eventually dragging the other missing girl's father, Franklin, into the crime. While Franklin is paralyzed by guilt, his wife Nancy chooses a darker path. She refuses to help, but she refuses to stop the torture, effectively giving Keller her silent permission. This highlights one of the film's most disturbing themes: how a tragedy can reveal the hidden ruthlessness in even the kindest of neighbors. While this is happening, Loki discovers a second suspect named Bob Taylor. Taylor's house is a nightmare of snakes and crates, filled with bloody clothes and drawings of mazes. However, Taylor is another dead end. He is a broken former victim who is simply play-acting abductions he read about in a true crime book. His eventual suicide in the interrogation room shows the collateral damage of a case where everyone is looking for a villain, but finding only more victims. The breakthrough finally comes when Joy Birch is found alive and drugged. When Keller visits her in the hospital, her disoriented words, "You were there," trigger a realization. She hadn't seen him at a crime scene. She had heard his voice when he visited the home of Alex's aunt, Holly Jones. Keller rushes to Holly's house, but she is ready for him. In a chilling reveal, Holly explains that she and her husband abducted children to destroy the faith of their parents, a revenge for their own son dying of cancer. Alex wasn't the kidnapper, he was their first victim, abducted 26 years ago and kept as a broken, permanent child. Holly shoots Keller in the leg and forces him into a hidden pit on her property, where he finds his daughter's red emergency whistle in the dirt. In the final, heart-pounding moments, Loki arrives at the house and catches Holly as she is about to inject Anna with poison. A violent shootout leaves Holly dead and Loki wounded, but he manages to race the young girl to the hospital just in time. The film concludes on a haunting, ambiguous note. Days later, as the police prepare to stop digging on the property, Loki stands in the cold silence and hears the faint, desperate sound of a whistle coming from beneath the earth. He pauses, and as the screen fades to black, we are left wondering if the hero will find the man who became a monster to save his child. Do you think Loki went back to pull Keller out of that pit? Or was the sound of the whistle just a trick of the wind? Let me know your theories in the comments below. If you found this breakdown as intense as the movie itself, don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the dark side of cinema. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.